There is a lot of uncertainty as we move into a new year. That's true every year, but it might seem to be even more true this year. I'm Linda Ferguson of NLP Canada, and I want to take you through a simple exercise for getting grounded when you're feeling uncertain. Now, uncertain can mean I can't make a decision. It can mean I can't predict what's coming next. It can mean I feel unsafe. And any of those things might be a reasonable response to the external world. Your brain, all of our brains, are organs that process information so that they can predict our energy needs and manage them. And when the information we have stored about the world isn't a good match for the situation around us, our brains have a harder time deciding how to manage our energy. And that shows up in our thinking as that kind of noisy, insecure, anxious thinking. And it shows up in our bodies as those feelings of kind of twitchiness or insecurity. So, how can our minds make a difference given that the world is an uncertain place and sometimes we are going to feel uncertain or insecure? Well, the trick is to redirect from trying to predict what's happening out there to grounding through our bodies. Now, grounding is a term, you might have heard it with electricity. Some plugs have to be grounded, and it's a way of managing energy safely so you don't get shocked. When we apply that to ourselves, we mean we need to manage our energy in a way that keeps us safe, that keeps our energy from pulling us in different directions, from making us impulsive, or from making us so uncomfortable that we make bad choices. Now, hypnosis is famous for making people calm by putting them into trance. And it gets kind of a bad reputation as giving up your control to a hypnotist or trancing out, just zoning out, kind of running away from the world. But it's more true, particularly with self-hypnosis, that hypnotic techniques can help us zone in. They can help us become aware through our senses and our physical being in a way that settles our thinking and clears our head. And it's like we are grounding all of that energy so we can make use of it safely. So this little exercise is adapted from something called the Betty Erickson method of self-hypnosis. And what you're going to experience is not some deep trance, but just a paying attention in and through your body to settle your mind so that your energy is channeled more usefully. All you need to do, feet flat on the floor, arms comfortable, breath comfortable. And without moving your head, just notice 5 things you can see. If you're watching this on YouTube, you might say you see me. You might see the books in the background. You might see whatever light is in your room or whatever's on the wall behind your screen. But just pick 5 things that you can see and say them out loud. Why out loud? It is part of that process of stabilizing things by slowing them down so that your energy is reserved for doing the important work behind the scenes of figuring out complex patterns and moving you forward. So 5 things you see, and then 5 things you hear. Now, this can be trickier if you're in a quiet place. You might have to listen to the pauses in my voice. You might hear the sound of your computer, the sound of somebody else moving around in your home or the building where you're listening. If you're outside, there will be a lot of different sounds. If you are inside, you might have to pay attention even to the sound of your heartbeat, the sound of your own movements. 5 things that you can hear. Now you're going to think about 5 things that you feel. Now, these are not emotional feelings. This is scanning through your body and noticing, where are you warm or cool? Where is there some tension? Where are you experiencing any kind of movement? So right now I might say, I feel some tension. I pulled something in my neck. It's a little sore. I am aware of my breathing and I feel my chest moving with my breath. I feel the movement of my hands and shoulders. I feel tension in my vocal cords because I'm talking. And you should be starting to feel a little more settled. Now, if you wanted to do the whole method and go into a deeper state, you'd repeat that. 4 things I can see, 4 things I can hear are, 4 things I am feeling, and you would move all the way back. This is just 1 thing I see, 1 thing I hear, 1 thing I feel. And you can feel it, can't you? You can feel that grounding. You can feel it's like all parts of you are coming together and settling. And from that position of being settled and balanced, you will have the best access to whatever movements you need to make mentally or physically to adapt to whatever is coming next. So, I'm Linda Ferguson. This has been day 4 of our 12 days of NLP. I hope you enjoy getting settled and grounded and that you click subscribe and come back for the next few days.